Right, it would help if I had the microphone in place, wouldn't it, really? Good evening. Good evening, people. Right. Back to composition. Back to some writing. I haven't done this for ages. Surprising how quickly you forget about it. Should we just listen to what we had before? And just... I know roughly what I want to do for the next one, but let's just listen back to what we've already got. Ignore that page. That page will go. Hey, Meg, how are you doing? So these two are both finished, but we need something different to follow it on with, I think. I've got ideas. Depends what we decide how it works, though. Oh! Thank you for the follow, Meg. I'm sorry your name doesn't fit on the box. But thank you very much. I'm also having a conversation in Discord, which doesn't help. Hey Kat, how are you doing today? I'm just listening through to what we've already had, what we've already done. Yes, I'm still happy with that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, it's a nice, slightly more relaxing day today. So we are number 2 in F sharp minor. Oh, thank you, Meg. Thank you so much. I have to record these by playing them at some point. Not quite sure how simple it is to play. Yeah, so there we have number 1 and number 2. Now we need something very, very different. Hence the tempo instruction. Adagio means essentially very slow. And what I'm thinking is actually using a form of the blues scale on this, which I don't do a lot of. Don't do a lot of blues. But so we've essentially got that scale. Still roughly F major. So beyond that scale, but we need to think chord-wise, I think, and get that working. Let's have these quite thick. Not necessarily exactly like that. What we could also do is something like that. Let's just see what that sounds like. No. Definitely not. Definitely not. Let's lose that and then let's try that. No. This is where it gets difficult. This is why it's tricky to do. Going to have Mozart and Beethoven to a chill music day. Oh, thank you. That's lovely. What do we want? What we want? What I might actually need to do is just not allow this to put anything into it, but just have a listen to it. So I may just pop off screen for a moment, or slide out of shot slightly. Where's the pedal gone? Ooh. That'll be alright. Something like that. Let's work out how to write that down. It's going to be something like this, not there. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come back. Come back. There we go. No problem, Meg. No problem at all. Lovely to have had you here. Nice to see you. Let's just have a listen to what that does once we've put that clashing note in a bit more. We want one of those? No, we don't want one of those actually. So all I'm doing is writing things down, putting things in place, and then we'll worry about how we're going to make this work afterwards. Just try that, see what that gives us. You won't be anywhere near this loud. No, don't like that. Don't like that at all. Need to try and make this a little bit more fluid, shall we say. That's probably the best way of putting it. Let's actually quieten it down so it doesn't go quite so ridiculous. Like that. See, a lot of composition is just trial and error. That's better. What we need actually is that to be triplets, which is going to make it interesting. Which means we need to change that to be something like that. We've got to make this easier to read. Okay, so we end up with that. No. Like I say, it's finding things that work. E flat G. Straightforward E flat G. Let's keep that. Like that. Get rid of that one. Turn that into one of those. No, we didn't want that note at all. What I wanted was that note. Yeah, not right down there. Let's just see what that does. Have that. We need to have a look at that. Think about exactly what that's doing. Get that under the fingers. See what it's doing. Yes, D flat there. Yeah. That's that. See, it's working, but it's not what I want. That's the scale. Let's get rid of it all. Let's get rid of it all. Start again. As I say, trial and error. Trial and error. You have to try these things out just to see what you end up with. And very often you end up with something that you don't want. So that does need to be tied. Tie that together. That will need to be the yes, those. Too long a note. Let's just see what that does. That's more like it, isn't it? That's a bit closer. That's a bit closer to what I want. That does mean that that bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we want that to be 5, 4? Not sure. That's interesting. No, it works fine like that, but the rhythm of it doesn't quite line up with the bar line. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Maybe that. Okay, let's have a listen to that. It's all about trying to get this to work. Oh! Thank you very much for the host, Mrs. Sleepy Butt. Welcome. Let's listen to that again. No, not right back at the beginning. Start of this one. This is what we're working on. That's alright. Not a problem. Now, that's sort of doing what I want. The more jazzy it could be, the better, I think. It's alright. Let's have a play around with it. Actually, if we go up at the end of that, if we can keep this going. We end up there. Let's see what that does. Add that on the end. No. Needs to go down. There. Come down to there. There we go. I think that's what we need. Not quite. See what that's like. So, we're working in this essentially a blues scale. Just getting this melody to work, such as it is. Not a problem, Mrs. Sleepy, but don't like that repeated C. That C doesn't work. That might work. Yep, that would be better. Bring it up to there. Yeah, let's play it from the beginning. Hey, Crash. There we go. There we go. That's doing more or less what I wanted to do. How are you doing, Crash? Hope you're well. Let's... If we have that line just played by the right hand, Yeah, not too bad at all. Thank you, Crash. Not too bad at all. Actually, now having played it, I'm not sure about that bit there. Do that. Turkey Loki Man, hi. Okay. I don't quite understand the gibberish, but welcome. Now, what did I say we were doing there? C A flat. My way of saying hello. Well, I understand it now. Welcome. Working this line out. Slams his face into the keyboard and hopes for the best. Yes, thankfully I don't ban symbols and things, so you'll be fine. So it's A natural. D. Yeah. Let's make that a D flat. That might make more sense. You're not following me, really? That's a problem. I don't expect anybody to follow at all. So let's no, let's not do that. What we need is a fairly There's the follow. Thank you for the follow, Turkey Loki Man. It's still in F there. Let's quieten it down, because that's going to be silly otherwise. Yeah, what? Why, Mrs. Sleepy? But smashing your head into a table doesn't quite sound like a productive thing to be doing. I want this to be a bit more thick. Finding the chords, that's the problem. What would that be? Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, we'll do that. Then try that. I'm working out what these notes actually need to be. It's that, but we need to go that way around, because otherwise it's going to clash with what the right hand is doing. Brought my dog to work to give him a bath because she's icky, making me itch. She's been whining pretty much since we got here, but she never is. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, not quite that. So what I'm doing here is just working out which notes need to go into that other hand, just to give it a bit more flavour. Now, these are very complicated chords underneath, but I think that's what's necessary considering what we're doing in the tune. Not quite right, is it? That will need to be flat because of the note in the other hand. That needs to be a bit more definite. Not even in the kennel, I think he missed his sister. Oh. Oh, poor doggy. Actually, I think that needs to be a completely different chord. Not that one. Not that one either. That's going to be too far up. Need to do something with this C. Does it want to be... Just break it down. Okay, so that needs to be some sort of E flat chord, which means we want, really, for it to be those notes. Oop, I didn't want to tie that together. It's those. The ones immediately before it need to be some sort of C, I think. Take him outside. Not a problem. You look after the dog. Yes, I think we're getting there. Let's make sure we get the D in that, because we're going to need it, because we need that 6th chord. I actually think that needs to be down there. We have E flat like that. To there. All of this just to work out something that works. I'm not sure about that chord yet. Or that one. That bar works. I'm not sure about that chord. That chord needs looking at. That's not quite working. We've got there. Needs to be some sort of F. Let's just put that in for the moment. So we can't have that top note because it's going to be in the way, so we need that to be that. Let's actually make this first one. I think it's the first chord that's wrong, actually. It would make more sense for it to do that. And if we make that chord, okay, again with the C at the bottom. Now we're getting somewhere. Just those two bars. What do you think? I think actually we need to just put a little bit, little instruction. Let's, how do you spell it? No, Langorous. It doesn't look right, to be perfectly honest, but still. Oh no, no worries, Turkey. That's absolutely fine. I know what that's like. We'll get something that works eventually. That's alright. This needs to be there, I think. Of course, needs to be. Something like that. Pull it in E flat, it'd make more sense. See, the lower you go down the keyboard, the less you want it to be sort of close chords together like that. Because if you show what that sounds like, really thick chord down here, you can't actually discern it as a chord. So as we go down, we need to put less and less notes into it, which makes it tricky to keep this sort of feel to it. So that next one there needs to be... No, don't do that. That one needs to be that C, because we then need to end up on a chord like... Well, not quite like that. No, actually, yes, that chord's quite nice. Lay that out as one of those. And here we can put all the other notes into it. Try that. No, don't do that. I want to actually do that. Let's jump back into a completely earlier part of the entire piece, which is not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was get rid of that rest, like so. We can actually do that to it. Actually, don't need the C. That needs to be an A flat to make it fit with what's going on. Yes. So there we've got two things going on. Come down to that D there, put the G there. Clash that A flat with the B flat in there. I think that's going to work. It's a question of thinking it through a bit. Let's do that. So actually through that we've got two things going on. We've got a slight rising sound from there to there to there to there, and here we've got it going in the opposite direction. It's also rising there, so yes, that does need to be natural. Let's just run it from the beginning again. All this, and we've only got 4 bars. Okay. Okay. So what we've ended up with is a melody and a bass line, which is basically chords. I actually think we need to change the rhythm of that slightly. Make that go the other way. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's go through that again. Make sure it's what we actually think it should be. Okay, then we can do something with chords. Start playing around with just chords. Up to there. Something like that. No. What we need there is for it to be something along those sort of lines, but we need. Let's just see what that does. We can always then put some sort of melody line underneath it. Put something similar in the bass line to what we had in the right hand to start with. Yeah. There. Make that a D. That might work better. Make sure we've got the 6 in that chord. Not convinced by that. That might be better. Let's go from the beginning. Just see what we've actually got. See how it flows. Yeah. What do you think? I think that's going to work. Obviously, it needs a bit more work doing to it, but need to extend it on into something else. Okay. That's getting on for 30 seconds long. These first 4 bars are almost an introduction. Obviously, in live performance, the tune will come through a bit more. Oh! Being deafened by my own alerts. Lockdown Games, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the music room, where we attempt to create pieces of music. that's the theory, anyway. No, yeah, I'm happy with the second half of this. It's how we keep that going. That's the tricky bit. I've ended up with that note. No, it needs to be that length. Something like that. Let's see what that sounds like. Thank you very much, Lockdown. Trying to do something different. Yeah, not that. They're just fiddling around with this, trying to just make this work. Can't have repeated notes there, that doesn't quite work. Let's deselect that and just actually play it through. Something like that. Just see what that is on its own. Just get the computer to play it back rather than me trying to fiddle it. Put that up to there. This is when you start to spot things that need to be shifted around. The problem with this is actually the computer playback, funnily enough. What do we want? We want that. Then we need it to shift to there. To there. To there. That's now clashing with notes that we're playing in the other hand, so we need to shift that different position. How about that? Probably fiddle around with that rhythm. Make that a flat again, because otherwise it's going to clash with what we've got in the tune. Well, it's got a lot of clashing harmony in it anyway. That needs to be in A flat. Because again, it's clashing with the note in the other hand. Yes. Let's try this. Yeah, not quite that chord. Change this ease a little bit. Just see what that sounds like. Okay, so we've got that. Then just to keep this going a bit. What we'll do is over the top of this, then come up here. Try, not that. Try some of that. I'm aware that's behind the keyboard, so I'll move that up there. Not necessarily after something that keeps it going. So if you put these things in too fast, it starts to miss the note out. No, don't want the mixer. Go away. So from there, use that as a little bit of a shifting on into what will essentially be the dominant key, which is basically this key of C. Use that. Let's just have a listen to the whole thing again, because I'm not sure that it's going to flow in the way that I want. I know where I want it to go. Getting it there is going to be the difficult bit. But what do you think of it so far? I think this is It's very different to anything I've written recently, anyway. Let's keep that going. Just keep that same chord. All the way down to there. It just does need to be that same chord, I think. Yes. There. Down to that. Bring that back. So we end up with that. And bring that down to there. To there. Yeah, just does need to be an F major chord. To that. So we're coming through all of this. Actually, we can then bring that back in and actually repeat that bit. I think. Make sure that one isn't E flat as well. Actually, we need to make sure these repeat. Like that. Once we've got that in place, okay. Get rid of the whole thing there. Again, repeat that one. So, let's just have a listen to that. What is that? That's about a minute of music. I think. If I can add up properly. Of course, it's not always the case. Very, very thick. Which means we need to put another section in after all this that's not as thick, just to lighten it a bit. We can always bring this back later. What do you think? I like that. I like that almost in spite of myself. What I'm going to do here is actually change that rhythm so that it's that. That might make more sense. Iron that rhythm out slightly. That might be better. That'll make it clash a bit more there. Actually, there in the first time, it should be fairly straightforward. Let's see if we can actually alter this rhythm as well. So it's E flat, F, D natural, C. E flat, F, D natural, C. Do it like that instead. That makes more sense. That makes quite a lot more sense, actually. Flows better. Okay. Okay. Let's just think about what is going on through this, because I think this is actually a little bit too busy. What I want to do is almost syncopate it. Now, all that means is that you don't have the notes basically landing on the beat. So here, we do that. Yes, we do that. Tie all that together. Bring that back a bit. Like that. That's the same chord again. Then we need to bring that one back a bit as well. That does that. So we need to basically bring all of these back and change these so they line up a bit better. So basically the chord changes a beat early, half a beat early. By doing that, it'll make it clash that little bit more. Which is basically what you want in something that's a bit more of a jazz inflection. It needs to sort of clash that little bit. That one and that one are the same. That needs to change to that. that one can come back as well. And then that one there, like that. Keep that going. So it ends up back on the beat there. Good. Okay, that looks a lot more complicated to play, but actually it makes it sound a lot more interesting. There we go. And then here we can do the same sort of thing. Because that's all the same thing all the way through there, we've only got to do it once here to make it work. Then once it's in place, we can just copy it through. So that one. That one. That one. And that one all need tying through, and then we can just copy that into there, and there, and there, and there. That one. Bring that, no, not get rid of it completely. Bring that down to there. Tie that to there. Have that working as well. So actually, yes, we need to flatten that one. That's better. I want to keep that the same. Make that one of those, move it across one beat, copy that into there, copy that through, and that becomes that. That'll be better. That will be better. It comes back together there for this repeater what's at the beginning. Okay. Okay. Let's spread that out a bit more. No, don't change the note. Spread it around a little bit. Actually, what I'm going to do is keep that going. Just on that beat. Want it to be is that, I think. Yes, take it right down to there. Yes. Can't actually get right down to there. Not that one. Okay. Let's say to that, hey Grivix, I stole the loot. What we need is a pedal marking, wherever the pedal markings have gone. Good evening, Grivix. Pedal marking, that's what we want. Not in that line. Let's try that again. That's going to be a very thick chord. Bit low down. How have you been, Grivix? I haven't seen you around for a bit. Mind you, I haven't been streaming for a while. Let's have that. Sorry, we're going to have to listen to this entire bar just to stop it ringing. There we go. Because over the top of that, what I want to do, that... This is going to be interesting, because we've got to shift that chord into the other stave. So we need that. Get rid of everything there. Copy that across into there. We don't need the pedal marking twice. Tie it all together. Come through that. No. I apologise for it all ringing like that. But what we're going to do... Yes, tie that across as well. Copy that in. Untie that because it'll just be held fine. A very busy board, but I think that's what it'll need. It's ringing all the time. Let's just shut it up. You going to shut up? Maybe you're not. Hang on. Let's put that there. I think I know what it might be. Doesn't apply to everything. That might be the problem. Just play through this bar so it definitely cancels out that instruction to hold everything. Better? That's better. Right. Oh god. Good grief. Greggles, thank you very much for the host. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. How did it go, Greggles? Succotash, welcome. Greggles Raid. If you're not following Greggles, by all means go and do so. If you happen to be here and not following him, he's a fantastic drummer. Amazing to watch. Absolutely amazing. Can play more or less everything. I'm sitting here writing a piece of piano music. I didn't want to do that. In a style that I don't write an awful lot of. All the Gregors, everybody's here, aren't they? Yeah, everybody's coming. Broken English, welcome. Parzival 87, welcome to you as well. Super Soaker, how are you doing? Zcob 96, thank you for coming here. Definitely not Pat. I don't know whether how to take that really. Andy, how are you doing? I had another best day says streaming. Well, glad you had a good time. That's the main thing, isn't it? What I'm doing is writing a set of piano preludes. This one's quite jazzy in a weird sort of way. And definitely not Pat. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the music room. Meant it in a good way. Yeah, I'm sure you did. That's the way I took it. It'll come. Who was that? Who was that one? I missed it. Who was that one? Succotash, thank you. Ah! God, that works, didn't it? God, grief. The host alerts are done by something else. So they clash. So they can clash quite horribly. Yeah, thank you for the host, Cat. Who else has followed? Broken English, thank you very much for the follow. Now I'm going to get this wrong. The Illuminati, should we go with that? Hello. Parzival 87, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome everybody to the music room. You are more than welcome here. I'm trying to work out how this is going to end up sounding because I don't quite know whether this is what I want, but we'll run with it for the moment. Right, that might work. You got it right. Good. Well, I do try. At least put the alerts in the same key. Yeah. They might not clash quite so horribly then. Right, for those that don't know, as you can see, I'm a composer. I'm writing music here in notation. This is completely original. Nobody's heard this apart from the people listening to it right now. Yeah, just doing my rounds. The Illuminati, thank you very much for the follow. So yeah, I'm in the process of writing a whole series of short pieces for sort of intermediate level piano. So this is not stupidly complicated music. Having said that, this one's ended up more difficult than I thought it would do. But still, so I do this twice a week. Do this Wednesdays and Saturday afternoons at the moment. Tuesday evenings I play the piano. Then I have a gaming night on Friday nights. If you want to have a look at my schedule, there is now not just the events where I've always put them, but there is also now an extension in the panels that links all that so you can see them easily, so you can see what everything I've got planned for the next week or so is coming. Baron 1001 Linda, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the follow. Let's go through the questions. Welcome back, Meg. Welcome back. Broken English, well, that's actually sick. Never saw someone compose a piece. No, it's a dumb question, but how hard is it for a good pianist to do so? A very good pianist wouldn't have a problem with this at all. But this is sort of aimed at sort of the level, sort of mid-level piano player. And thank you very much for the 143 bits, Andy. And welcome to being the bit boss again. Sorry, you've destroyed Crash. Not a problem, of course. But yeah, these are sort of aimed at sort of intermediate level. So if you know the graded exams that an awful lot of musicians will talk about, they go from grade 1 to grade 8. Grade 8 being sort of top level. This would be round about grade 4 or 5. That's what I'm aiming at. But it's ended up being a little bit more complicated than I anticipated it to be. Aim has. Yeah, I had noticed you were there. Thank you so much for the lurk. It's much appreciated. It really is. Shall we have a listen to what we've ended up with? At least what we've got at the moment. What games do I play? At the moment, I'm playing an awful lot of Minecraft, but on Friday I'll be going into Secret World Legends again, which I haven't done a lot of for quite some time. But I'll have a go at most things. But as I say, I'm primarily creative. Friday evenings is when I stream a game of some description. Shouldn't be too difficult to play. Reading it would be the problem. Yay for the creative types. Absolutely, Meg. Absolutely. That's alright, Super Soaker. You multitask as much as you need to. Absolutely not a problem. As you can hear, this is a bit more jazzy. Not what I do a lot of, to be perfectly honest. It's actually using a form of the blues scale. Having changed those triplets, I'm not sure about it now. Got to keep doing rounds, it's sounding lovely. Good. Yes. Allegri's Miserere is gorgeous. It really is. It's one of the most amazing pieces of music. It's very, very difficult. I'll tell you now, it is incredibly hard. To sing that well takes an awful lot of skill. Now, is that... Let's go through that again, because I'm not sure it's exactly what I want at the moment. It's nice. Yeah, I must say, I don't know a great deal of other music by Allegri. There's an interesting story about the Miserere as well. The Pope of the time thought it was so beautiful that he only allowed performances of it in the Sistine Chapel. The young Mozart heard it in the Sistine Chapel and then went away and wrote it all down. It's the only way it got out. That chord needs to be shifted because it's going to clash with the hands there, which will be a problem. Yeah, as I say, it's not an awful lot of... not really done an awful lot of looking around for other things by Allegri. We need to sort this bit out at the end because it's not going to sustain all that time. So, what we'll do is we'll get rid of the ties. No, actually, we'll keep those ties because we need to put the... We need to do that. Copy that through so we get that, and then... See where it gets tricky. Copy that through and make that length. Tie that together. Tie that together with that. Make that just one beat long. There. Big complicated chord. That will just stay there and it'll be fine. Okay, so that will give us that chord repeated. Let's take that up. Actually, so it only comes down the 1 octave. Yes, that will work better. And the only other thing to do really is tie it across to there so that it's... You don't really want to end something on the last beat of the bar. It actually feels better if you end it on the first beat. 'Cause the first beat is a stronger beat. It's got a bit more sound to it. Oh, thank you very much, Broken English. That's nice. Like I say, I've always said, if anybody wants me to explain anything specific, I will happily do so. I'm fully aware that it can look quite impenetrable, quite difficult to get into. You actually see what's going on. But essentially, with music notation, every single thing here means something. So what I can do, I can show you quite happily something. If I start with this, so you've got 4 notes there. Each one of those is a different sound. Now what I can do is change that, put 2 in instead. So those 2 last the same length as one of those. And then you can put symbols on it to change the note again. So whatever you do will have an effect on the music itself, on the sound you hear. Of course, with the live instrumentalist, with somebody who actually reads this and plays it, they understand everything you see here. And as a composer, you're putting all that in, and you're making it make sense as a piece of music. There's all sorts of structural things as well that you don't necessarily see, but a lot of that can take a bit of time to get the hang of. I don't like that triplet. Now, see, this is an interesting case in point. You've got 3 notes here that last equal length of time. Okay. What I want to do is put a bit more rhythm in so they're not all the same length. So we need to make sure we know what the notes are. That's a C, an A flat, and an A. What I'm going to do is change it to that. Same 3 notes, different rhythm. Okay, now that's pushed this one into feeling a bit odd. So here, what I'm going to do there is go like that, and then put the next one there back into a faster version of those 3 notes that it did have, that we had in the first half of that, into there. So that rhythm has changed completely. The notes are exactly the same. Just play that line on its own. That feels better, doesn't it? That feels as if it's flowing better. And because we've got a straightforward repeat of it here, what I can do is just do that and change that one as well. Make sure we save it, because otherwise we should be lost it. That won't be fun. Recreating it from the VOD is not what I want to be doing. So back into context. Now, because we've got 3 notes there, So for why are you composing this? Yeah, when they had to do it on paper. I actually started on paper. Your opinion is definitely worth something. A lot of times with writing a piece of music, it's what you feel works. It's not necessarily going to all the rule books, of which there are many, and think, does this match what it's supposed to do? It's very often just, what do you want it to sound like? If you don't like it, you change it and do something different. That's the whole point a lot of the time. If everybody just did exactly the same things that all followed all the rules and everything, you wouldn't have any variety in music at all. Everybody would be doing exactly the same thing, which isn't what you want, really. Let's face it, it's an art form. You want to be doing something that means something to people. Now, if this means something to somebody that's not me, fine. If it doesn't, that's just as fine as well. But what I'm doing it for, because I am officially a professional composer, though I don't do an awful lot. Don't do an awful lot that actually gets paid at the moment. So what I'm doing is I'm writing this because I want to do this. What I'm doing here is writing a set of 24 different pieces in every possible key. Keys in music, basically. So you got... there's that one. That's C major. You've got D major. This one, what I'm writing in now, is F major. And all of those, in total there are 24. So what people have done in the past, and what's been done quite a lot actually, is write a set of what are referred to as piano preludes. Now basically that means it's just a short piece of music, but one in every single possible key. That's what I'm in the middle of doing. We've got 2 already done. This is number 3 we're working on. We've got one in C major, and we've got one in F sharp minor. Now this one's in F major. It is a lot of work, but I should be able to get one of these done a stream. That's the idea. So that's 2 streams a week. That'll take 12 weeks, 3 months. 3 months to write 24 pieces of music. That shouldn't be too difficult. The speed I wrote the last album, that shouldn't be difficult at all, because they're all fairly short. The whole point is that they're short. I mean, this one's got everything it needs. That's about it. That's all it's going to be. I'm into a stage now where I'm just twiddling it and fiddling with things to make it better than what it is now. So that change of rhythm there, those 3 notes there, I'm going to change some of these, where you've got 3 notes but in a different rhythm. I'm going to change some of those to be that rhythm, because it gives it that bit more of a languorous feel. So I've given the instruction languorous at the beginning of this. But I want to emphasise that a bit more. And putting these, what are called triplets, into it will do that. And that's where it needs to go, at the end of the line. Who was that? Sorry. RS Games 246, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the music room. So we changed that rhythm there. If it will play it back, which it will eventually. See, it just gives it just pulls it back a little bit. Let you work now on your composition list more than right. That's fine. Absolutely fine, broken English. There's nothing wrong with being inquisitive. When it comes to music, there is no such thing as a silly question. There really isn't. Because a lot of these things come out of the woodwork and you don't really know what's going on unless you ask. B flat, C, E flat, that one. So I'm changing that one as well. That's going to be more difficult to play, because here we've got 2 notes against 3. That's actually quite tricky. But the sound of that is lovely. Now those there, they're a bit too even. Like I say, there is no such thing as a silly question, especially with something like classical music, because it can seem so impenetrable, almost as if you have to spend years learning things before you even can listen to it. Not the case at all. Not at all. You can do whatever you like with it. What have we got? We've got D, C, and E flat. And again, want to change the rhythm. To that. May have to break that up a little bit just to make it clearer to read. That's better. Now that one I'm going to leave as it is. This one will change. F, A, C. F. Yeah, don't do that. F, A. Yeah. Pressing the wrong buttons. A, C. A, C. Razor, thank you very much for the auto host. I realise it's an auto host, but thank you very much anyway. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to get that wrong. I do apologise. How shall we go with this? Faucity. Faucity. Let's go with that. That'll do. That's my best attempt. But welcome. Thank you for the follow. So just by shifting that rhythm around a little bit. When I put it in, I thought that would be a good idea. I'm not so sure now. We've got 3 notes and an extra one. That's quite a complicated rhythm. Almighty Mojo. Yes, refresh on the difference between harmonic and melodic minor scales. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, no problem at all. Essentially, a melodic. There are 2 forms of scale. There's the major scale, which is fairly obvious, and the minor scale. This is the natural minor. This is the standard minor scale. Okay, melodic and harmonic are different from that. A melodic scale is different going up to going down. Let's start with the harmonic one. The harmonic minor scale is essentially. Let's do it in A minor. That might be clearer. So in A minor, it's first 6 notes. The 7th note is then sharpened. Okay. Very often described as sounding rather Middle Eastern. Okay, that's the harmonic minor one. That's the easy thing. The melodic minor, what you do is sharpen the 6th note as well when you're going up. When you come back down, you flatten 6 and 7 again. That's all you do. That's the only difference. So harmonic, you sharpen the 7th going up and down. Melodic, you sharpen the 6th and 7th note of the scale when you're going up, and then flatten them again when you come back down. And you use them in particular ways. If you're using a harmony, say you're in A minor, you want the dominant chord to it, which will be that G sharp. You need that sharpened 7th. If it's a melody in minor scale, that's all the difference is. It's just which notes you sharpen and when. That's the only difference. Other than that, it's fairly straightforward. Not that. Not that. So that's rather a complicated rhythm. Whether we keep that or not, I don't know. Let's see what it sounds like. No, definitely not. It's 4 notes, but I don't want 4 equal semiquavers. 4 notes, but I don't want 4 equal semiquavers. What we had was that. What we had was that. What was it? E flat D C. So we do need. Let's shift them across to there, and then here we'll have the triplet. F E F. So, yeah, hope that helped, Almighty Mojo. Like I say, music theory can be horrifically complicated at times, but actually that's not as difficult as you imagine it's going to be. Yes, we've got an A natural in the right hand and A flat in the other one. Ooh, that's interesting. Don't do that. There we go. That needs to be triplets, doesn't it? The FGA. Let's have it triplets on the right length note, though. Absolutely, it's been a while since you involved yourself with theory. Could remember the difference. Yeah, that's That, as I say, that is literally the only difference. Essentially, what you do is you take the notes, write the scale out as according to what the key signature is, and then just sort of sharpen the 7th in the harmonic scale. And then if you're in a melodic scale, you just sharpen 6 and 7, and then flatten them again when you come back down. D, E flat. There we go. Actually, I'm going to change that one as well. Change that slightly, so that's different to what we had first time. Might need to be that. There, we'll change it to a triplet as well. C, A flat, A natural. That one needs to be changed to a triplet as well. C and E flat. Oh dear. What's it trying to do? It's trying to type words in. I don't want lyrics. Go away. It's a solo piano piece. Why on earth would it want lyrics? Which instruments did you begin with when you started? I started on the piano. The piano is still my official instrument. But I did actually study composition rather than any sort of performance. There we go. What we'll do also is, because that's the end of it, we'll stick in the actual pedal line. Make sure that applies to everything. That page, that's where the start is. Okay. Now we've been through and altered the rhythm in places, let's just listen through to it. It doesn't actually do an awful lot in terms of harmonic movement or moving around as a piece of music does a lot of the time. This is more just sort of noodling around in a single key, which is fine. It's nice to do that occasionally. As you can hear, it's very, very sort of blues inflected, which I don't do a lot of. That's what we needed to sort out. That note, that chord there. Actually, I'm going to come down, do that. Actually, no, I'm going to do that slightly differently. Like that. That's basically a similar sort of rhythm to what we've got here. Basically that, but it's just slower. It's coming out of that. And yes, the left hand is specifically slightly ahead of the right. Oh yeah, yeah, Chopin's very definitely a composer, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I actually don't like separating music out into classical and popular and rock and all the rest of it. Music's music. It's as simple as that. Whether the composer is alive today or died 200 years ago, completely immaterial. Great music is great music. Okay, that's working. Let's start going through this and lay out some instructions, because at the moment all it is a series of notes. We haven't really given anybody who's playing it any sort of instructions to what to do with it. Actually, that needs to have come a bit further. So what I'm doing here is adding all these lines. These are called slurs, essentially. They tell you how to phrase it. So if I actually play this, play it to you, that first line, without them, it's just. Okay, it's just that, straightforward. You just keep going. With the slurs, it becomes this. See, it starts to break it up a bit, make it a bit more, give it a bit more shape. These things are called tenuto accents. What you do is basically means you hold them a little bit more. Slow those two together. Just make that one staccato, and then these. Make these ones held. Now with this, you only put them on the first one because you're tying it to that anyway. So both of those, play that and hold it for the next line, for the next bit as well. Make that one staccato as well, and then put these into here as well. Yes, there. Let's do that. Sounds like someone would be a nice music composition teacher. Oh, well, thank you very much, Galactonite Ninja Cat. And that's a fantastic name. That's an incredible name. Funnily enough, I do teach. I'm professionally a private music teacher. Most of what I do is the piano. But yes, I do teach composition. Oh, that rhythm doesn't work. I need to change that rhythm slightly. Need to do it that way. For fairly arbitrary reasons, but there are reasons why you do that, rather than have it as a dotted note there in that particular point of the bar. But welcome. Well, I'm gonna have to abbreviate you to Galacta because I'm never going to get through the name otherwise. But yeah, as I say, any questions you've got, I'm more than willing to answer them, at least as well as I can. Galactonite Ninja Cat, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the music room. Because the one up there is staccato as well, we'll make that one staccato. Let's just check, see what that actually sounds like. That's alright. We'll accent that. And make it a little bit louder as well. Just that hand. Make that hand louder, but keep that hand softer, which means we're going to need an actual instruction. Left hand MS, isn't it? Sempre piano. That's what we need. So MS sempre piano. All instructions in music go in Italian for traditional reasons. So that just means MS left hand, always piano soft. So we keep this quiet, whereas that becomes louder. So you hear that just stands out a bit. Make sure we've got accents on things that need it. And then at that point we come back down to piano across everything. We'll do that, make sure that it comes back down. I wonder how complicated it would be. If we actually put thirds under that. Shouldn't be too tricky. Let's try playing it. Yes, that'll be alright. But we need to shift that across to there. Okay. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't particularly want to move the system around too much. So to there. Oh, Grivix, thank you very much for the loot. very, very kind of you. If it's popped up actually on stream, it'll appear on screen at some point. Unless I missed it, of course. It's perfectly possible. No, it hasn't popped up in chat yet, has it? But thank you. It's very kind of you. That's why it won't do it. We need to do silly things with it to make that work. Turn that one upside down. There we go. Now we can actually take that across to there where it needs to go. Right. Turn U2 accents on all of that. Oh, God. There's the beep from it. But thank you. And yes, I'm using the new thing from Preludes. Wasn't expecting it to go beep quite so loud, but thank you very much, Grewix. That's very kind. All of those need those. That all needs it. Don't need the staccato dots, just the accents. That also needs slurs underneath. Move that down a little bit. Where else is it doing that? There. Done it there. That needs those. And again, make that mezzo forte up there. Put some of those on that. Make sure that applies to everything as it plays it. Let's just check this ending. Welcome back, Turkey. Actually, and that's going to be too low, isn't it? It's just going to be too low. What we'll do, take all that out, get the second voice there, because we don't need it. What we'll do is that. Actually, we'll need to make sure that that is short as well. That's going to cause problems there, isn't it? That note. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more tricky, because now we're working on things not like actually making the music sound right. Headache's better. Headache's a bit better. Is it good? Good. Nice to hear. But yeah, what we're doing here is not making it, not fiddling with the music to change the sound. We're actually working on how it looks on the page. And I can never remember where it is. Layout, appearance. Stems and beam positioning. What I want is the note heads. Where are the note heads? Grivix, you know the program. Where are the note heads? Where do you change the note heads? There we go. Found it. Notations. So that needs to be a stemless note. Stemless. No, it doesn't. That one wants to be stemless. Stemless. Put that back into normal, and then what we can do is, if we can get in close enough to it, is drag that down to there. That makes more sense. That now looks right, even though it's a complete fudge. Got two notes in two different voices there to make that slur work. There's probably a much simpler way of doing that. We need to shift that up so it doesn't clash there. Okay, shall we play it through? See what it's actually sounding like. And I'm spotting things I've missed out, so we need to put another attenuator accent on that. What I'm actually going to do is shift this into panorama view so that we don't have to worry about the page layout at the moment, so we just see it as it scrolls past. That's probably easier. Actually, I'm not convinced by that rhythm. Let's change that rhythm into triplets. So E flat F D. So it does that. Fiddle with the slur so it goes across all of it. Okay. This is what composition is. You get something that you like, and then you're constantly fiddling with it. I think I actually have to give instruction for that to be louder. In a live pianist probably do that anyway, but we might as well be explicit about it. Hey Zanzatucci, how are you doing? Lovely to see you. I'm basically coming to the end of writing this rather jazz-inflected piano prelude, which actually I'm quite pleased with. There are a couple of things we need to sort. That piano instruction needs to come later. That pedal mark needs to come back. Otherwise that's just going to ring. Do that while we're here. Bring that back to about there. Yeah. Okay, so the piano instruction, this thing here, get rid of it from there, move it all the way through when the program catches up to there. Now, what we need to do here is not necessarily change the marking. No, actually, no, we will just change the tempo marking, the dynamic marking for that hand. Delete that. Put this in. It's a bit clearer. So MS Piano. All the alerts going off again. Danny7205, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the music room. Oh god. What's right hand? MD. Yeah, for some reason, those are about the only instructions in music that are not in Italian. They're actually in French. And there, everything there is in piano. Not bad, Zanzatucci. Good. Good. We like to hear that. We like to hear everybody's doing okay. This is the trouble. Putting these in, it uses the wrong font for the stuff that isn't actually the musical terminology. No, not FF. That's ridiculous. So all of that then comes down. not all of that. Just... it's not going to allow me to do that. Just that hand. Say that's piano. And then you get the instruction to always be piano. Right. That will bring the tune out a bit more. At least in theory. That actually makes it difficult to play. Makes it even more complicated to do because you're playing it in one volume in one hand and in a completely different volume in the other. What we need to do here is no. Say that in all and hide it just so we don't get the I'm doing that. Here we are. I think we're more or less finished on this piece. There's bound to be something I've missed. Hey, Bex. How are you, Bex? While I listen through to this and see what's going on. It's all right. It's all right. I'm getting to a point where oh god, that might be a few too much, Turkey. It's all right. It's only a purge. Don't worry. Nothing wrong with being new, Galacta. Absolutely nothing wrong at all. I think we're about there. I think this is working now. Just about. Yes, there are a few things I think it could do with. Yeah, we didn't finish putting all these in, so that needs this. Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling a bit better. Turkey, they are absolutely horrible. I know the feeling. Apologies for the noise. Won't last long, I promise. There we go. So, let's now go back to the actual full page view. That looks a bit black, doesn't it? There's a bit much there. That actually looks more difficult than it is. I think. We should find out when I actually print it out and attempt to play it myself. No problem at all. Broken English. Yeah, you too. You have a nice time. Thank you very much for dropping through. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for being here. It's lovely to have had you. And as I say, no such thing as a silly question. I'm perfectly happy to answer anything within reason before Bex starts asking all sorts of silly questions. So I'm now looking at this as it goes past, because it's the easiest way of doing it, for things where it's clashing on the page, so it's got to look right on the page now. Yeah, see you, Broken English. What do people think of this? I mean, I'm enjoying it as a piece of music. I think it's working. Bit of slow jazz. It actually is nothing like what I thought it was going to end up being. It's completely different to the first two, which is what I wanted. But it's all laying out on the page. Fine, we need to sort this out because it won't end like that. Is asking this a stupid question? A stupid question? No. No, Bex, it isn't, because the answer will be no, it isn't a stupid question. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that, actually. Let's do that. No, actually, no, let's not do that. Let's select the bar line. What we're doing now is just making sure the layout is right. So we do that. You can probably spread this out a bit more, actually. I probably need to spread it out a bit more. Need to get rid of the duplicated rests. We also need a bar line. We need a final bar line. Final. Do that. That line. Now this is going to make something happen here. Select that bar. Come back into here. Go into the inspector. And say that bit that we've got highlighted is a section end. That puts that across there. Get rid of the inspector again. Now we need to work out what the next one's going to be in, because it's not going to be F major. Let's try this automatically, see what it does. So what we want to do now, highlight all that and click optimize, which you can't quite see because it's slightly behind the overlay, but there's a button there that says optimize. All that does is space it out so that it fits on the page. It's now too high up, so we need to bring that down, and that's shifted it onto the next page. Good. Good. So that's now all justified. So it all fits onto a 2-page spread. It means the pianist doesn't actually have to turn any pages halfway through. Makes it easier to play. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's there. Maestro teacher. It is, yes. So, of 24 preludes, we now have 3. Yeah, long way to go yet. Long way to go yet. Let's just have a look if I can get a browser window up anywhere. There we go. I can actually get into my composition catalogue and actually have a look at what the next key is, because I don't actually know by heart. And set up for that as well. The next one will be in B minor. Okay, so what we have to do here, it is when it lets me. What we need to do is change this to so we need an instrument change. We're not changing the instrument at all. All we're doing is saying, right, we're going to making sure it's a piano. We can hide that. We can hide that. But all that'll do is change that there. And here we can then say, right, 4 in B minor. That'll be the next one. We can then change the key. 2 sharps in B minor. We need to make sure that it hides it as well. Key signature. Now, yes, I'm clicking D major there, but we can click D minor. But actually, because we need to hide it, we need to do that. B minor. 2 sharps. Need to put the final bar line in again there. So there we are. We're now set up, ready for the next one. The only other thing we need to do is change the bar numbers. So new bar number 1 there. Make sure that bar number hides, because we don't actually want the first bar number to be marked. Okay. So what we'll do, let's listen all the way through to them all, shall we? So we've got C major, F sharp minor, and F major now. all finished. Be back on Saturday to write the next one. That's the plan anyway. So B minor will be written Saturday afternoon. So this is what we've got. C major. When these are all written, I will actually record them properly. I may even learn them to play myself. So there's number 1 in C major. We now have number 2 in F sharp minor. As you can see, what we've written today is very, very different to this. And here's today's. I'm very pleased with this. This is really working. Yeah, that's all right. I'm quite pleased with that. Good. Right, let's call that it for tonight, I think. That's been a nice productive stream. As I say, writing these is actually quite good because they fit into a stream. Each one takes a stream. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. With 24 of them, that'll take 12 weeks in total. So we're looking sort of, where's that, getting on towards Christmas, when we should be finished. Then we go back into the albums. Be good. I'm happy with that. As I say, I will be back on Friday to play some Secret World, and then Saturday afternoon to do some more of this, and then we're back into playing the piano next Tuesday and more of this next Wednesday. So every stream I've got planned is scheduled on Twitch as an event, and you can now have a look in the specific panel below the video, which will give you what I'm planning, take you to those various things, and actually the timing on that, it actually gives it to you in your own local time, which is very, very helpful. You don't have to worry about time zones or anything. It just tells you when it's going to be in your own local time. So have a look at that if you want to check when I'm going to be doing things. But that will be it for tonight. And I know who we're going to go and raid. Yeah, I've just seen that, Bex. Yeah, I'm sure you'll think of a stupid question. As I say, nothing's a stupid question when it comes to this sort of thing. At least. Oh, shut up. Pressed the button and made it do something that it shouldn't have done. So let's please do come along on this little raid, because this is a person that has been so supportive of me over the last 3 or 4 months now. Fantastic streamer. She's playing ESO, I think, by the looks of things. I haven't actually got a stream, but I've got the chat open, so I know what she's. No, she's live. Yes, she is live. Yeah, streaming ESO. Yes, she's streaming some ESO. So let's go and say hello to Catatonia. I will be back on Friday for some gaming, and then more composition on Saturday. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for everything you've been doing tonight. And I will see you on Friday.